All right.
Oh, are we live?
We are live.
We're live. Well, semi.
While we're recording. Is this yours?
No, I think it's Trey's.
Okay. I don't want to accidentally drink it.
Yeah, that would be gross.
So how's your week been?
Doing all right. What's it, Monday?
Yeah, today's Monday.
What are we counting as my week?
From the last time we talked about, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
Because
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, yeah.
last week you were going to go to the dentist, but you postponed it.
Yeah, I didn't want to go after that motherfucker got back from vacation. I didn't want to be the first one.
Right.
I want him to get in his rhythm again.
Right.
Yeah. I know what it's like for me when I don't tattoo, and then I go to do a tattoo, and I haven't tattooed in a couple of weeks. I'm like, fuck.
You got to get that hand,
Yeah, you got to get back in the...
Need one of those practice hands.
Nah. No, it just like, you just have to get your bearings again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's best not to take vacations.
That's true. I know my dad, he never took a vacation until he was, we would take one every few, but only for like a weekend.
Yeah.
It's just part of owning a business.
I see a lot of, yeah, for real. I see a lot of people that, when they start a business, they start going on vacations and trips, and they go to concerts and shit like that. And I'm always just shaking my head because, like, that's not what I do. You know what I mean? It's not,
Yeah.
and, like, I don't know. I don't think it's, I don't know. Why am I even judging? But I don't think it's that smart. Not for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, because you depend on,
yeah.
it's not like you had, and, those who can start a business and then go on all these trips, they have people in place.
Yeah.
Like they own it, but, they have people in place that they put in charge they can trust to run it while they're gone.
Yeah. I could do that if I wanted to. I just don't like spending money. I don't know. I'm just like, especially on something that's like, to me, that like, I don't know. Every time I've ever taken a vacation, it's like I get back and I'm fucking tired. And it's
Right.
like, it just
Your
feels.
vacation wore you out.
Yeah, it just feels like you need a vacation from your vacation, and it's like, I don't know, I don't like that. So I'd rather just keep working, keep
Right.
grinding.
If my vacation is a staycation.
Yeah.
A few hours alone by myself, at home, doing whatever it is I want to do.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, I like being at home, so I don't want to go nowhere. It just seems like work. I do want to go on a cruise one day, though. But, like, the way I would do it is I'd go on the cruise and then have some time for when I got back where I don't go straight to work. You know what I
Right.
mean? A couple
Yeah.
days at least.
Yeah, it's always, if you take a week off, you want to go somewhere, you want to leave that Friday after work. You usually come back that Thursday,
Yeah.
so you have that next weekend to recover. But a
Yeah.
lot of people, they'll leave that Friday and not come back till the Sunday right before that, and then they come back to work all drained and
Yeah.
worthless.
I would hate that. It seems miserable. Have you ever taken a vacation?
Oh, yeah.
Like to where?
Well, when I was in my 20s, I met a woman online and went to Canada
Canada.
for like 2 weeks.
Well, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was. And then I've been to Orlando, for the Disney thing.
Oh, really?
And then the next year for the Universal Studios,
Mm.
the amusement park thing. And that's been it, pretty much.
Yeah.
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 Nothing real big.
We went on family vacations when I was a kid, and I think that's part of why I don't like to travel now.
Oh.
Because it was like we'd go skiing. We went skiing. My grandparents paid for it. We went skiing. And we drove to Colorado one year also. And then we would drive to Kansas City. And it was just always miserable. But my stepdad was always yelling at everybody.
Right. The road trip from West Texas to Dallas for Six Flags every year.
Really?
Yeah. As a kid, yeah, you can think about it, and the cramped car ride.
Yeah.
And then we had family reunion also, that we'd drive from West Texas to Middle Texas because everybody would meet, some Lake Leon. But I remember riding in this little bitty car, as a child, just hating it because I was motion sickness and if I rode in the back, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. No, not big on that shit.
No.
But I do want to take vacations with my kids for some reason. I do. I want to make them miserable, I guess.
Well, it's about, because, I remember, as an adult going to Disneyland, and then, that was for me.
Yeah.
But people do that with their children all the time. Well, they're not going to remember. Well, no, they're not going to remember, but it's for the parent.
Yeah.
They want to remember things from, with their children.
My friend John, do you
Yeah.
remember him? He said he would do the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah. So I figured you'd like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe I should and the other guy wanted to do it today with the deep voice.
Yeah.
But I had told him Shantae was probably going to do it, but her and fucking Trey, I think, have been flirting again. So I'm just like kind of over her right now. Just like, fuck.
It's hard when people work together, and then they flirt together, and you're like,
It's just like, fuck. Like, that shit annoyed the shit out of me when she stood up and said something, and we were all like, what? And then I just had to tell her, like, are you talking to one person or multiple people? I don't fucking understand. Like, I hate that shit. Like, have your fucking private conversation on your phone. Don't sit here and say shit out loud. It's only supposed to be between you two. You know what I mean? Like, that shit gets on my fucking nerves. Ugh.
Just dating and dating people you work with in general. I've always,
Stupid.
I don't know how me and my ex-wife, we worked together the majority of the time, but that sucked.
Yeah. The last thing I would want to do.
Yeah, I want my time away.
And it was funny because when they first started dating, like, they were all into it. They were like, oh, they would tell customers and shit, and then, like, as time went by, it got, like, less and less and less. And then, you know how I know they're fucking flirting around again? It's because, like, they're sharing tattoos when people come in now. Now they're looking at each other and going, you want to do one? I'll do one. That's the shit they used to do.
Yeah.
And now, like, and for a while they haven't been doing that. That shit's so annoying. I'm just like, I mean, I want them to make their fucking money, but god damn it. Like, that's just annoying as shit. And then she, like, posted some sort of inspirational quote on Instagram, and I was just like, gay. I was like, fucking gay. Like, if this is what I think it's about, it's the gayest shit I ever read.
What do you do, though?
I don't know.
Let humans be humans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to fire one of them. I wish I could, but no, I'm just lying.
I mean, they put out good work, so.
Yeah, I know.
As long as they're productive.
It just makes me not want to, like, be in that friend group as much. You know what I mean? Because it's like you two are, like, buddied up. Like, I'm not really, like, close friends with a couple. It's either one or the other. Yeah, I'm not close friends with both.
Right.
And I mean, and, like, maybe that's my problem. Like, I should fucking be best friends with both, but it's just like.
Well, I mean, that is something to think about. How does it affect you? Because our sense of self is all we really have.
Yeah.
That we can consciously see, I know this is me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how does it affect you? And does it affect you in the long run?
Yeah.
I mean, because happy people are more productive people.
Yeah.
And they want to be here, it's whenever, if the relationship fails, then, they're, but can they work together? And I mean.
And they did.
And so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let them have their.
Good thing neither one of them watched this shit.
It's good to get stuff out, though.
Yeah.
You're like, man, maybe it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, I already talked to you about it, and it's not. It's not.
No, it's good.
I don't know.
It's good to talk. Like really talk about it.
It's because like I am like a mother of our nature. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like a guide for people in some ways, and like and that's wrong because you can't push your shit onto other people, but. I just watched how hurt she got, and how fucking, like, he would come in with bad moods. And like, I don't like that shit. Like,
yeah.
It's like if you guys have an issue, I don't want to fucking, deal with that. Like, that's the last thing I want to deal with is you guys having an argument about something stupid or you break up and I got to deal with one of you guys acting sad. I fucking hate that shit. Like, know. But I want them to be happy at the same time, so.
Well, if it does happen. And they do break up, and want to be like, hey, you two need to straighten the fuck up. Y'all knew this going in, and you're both grown adults. You've done this twice now, so
yeah. Well, that's why I said what I said that night. I was like, oh, here we fucking go again. Like,
right.
Stupid. Anyway,
it's just
let's change this subject before I put my foot in my mouth. And watch the fucking show.
Right.
They don't fucking even watch my Instagram reels all the way through, so I doubt they're like ever, looking at this stuff.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to just get things out on the table.
Yeah.
Now, what about friends and family discounts?
For tattoos?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Well, the reason why
friends, not so much. I don't like that one as much. Is I like a family discount? Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But a friends one? I don't know. I mean, I could consider everybody my fucking friend.
Right. All right. So I had a conversation, at one of those social gatherings, not like a one-on-one thing. It was just people sitting around their table talking. And I was, we're discussing, where they go hang out, what do you do? And I said, well, pretty much just go hang out at the tattoo shop or work or home. And this one guy said, well, you just hang out at the shop, or you getting tattoos? I said, no, my best friend owns it. Oh, so you get the discount? I said, no, that's rude.
Yeah, what you do though?
No, yeah. But what I mean is, like, I was like, no. In fact, we were friends. You know, he gave me this one, but it's not, you know, it's not extravagant. It's not, you know, I didn't want a big giant one. I didn't, you know, it was just something between me and him was special. But why would I get a discount just because my best friend owns it? What do you have, like, if your best friend owned one, would you want a discount? Well, yeah. Okay, what can you offer him?
Yeah, that's the problem.
What do you do for a living? He said, well, I'm a stalker at Walmart. I said, so you're going to stock his groceries for him?
Yeah.
At home? You like to bring some of his groceries and stock it for him? No, it's just be friends with somebody, you know. And
Yeah.
if they happen to provide a service, great for them.
Yeah.
Great for them. But don't expect something
Well,
from somebody.
you also talked to me about, like, you were gonna, like, willing to pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, and for me, I was just like, oh, your money's no good here, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you spend time with us. You're one of us. You know what I mean?
But what I mean is, it wasn't expected.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. We were friends for what, 6 or 8 months
Yeah.
before, you know.
Well, I think friends should be the first people to support you, and that's the problem a lot of friends have, is that
Right.
they're not really friends. You know what I mean? They're just like, they just want what you can give them and shit, and it's
Yeah.
like, that's how you know. Like, it was frustrating for me early in my career, for sure. You know, I lost a lot of friends, you know, like, in that way. You know, like, I would just quit talking to people. I was just like, oh, you just want a fucking deal,
You
know?
just want to be friends with me because
Yeah.
I have something you want.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I get it, but pay me. You know, it's
Yeah.
like your friends should be the first ones that line up to support you. You know, and like,
Right.
if you want to give them a discount, great, but you know, they should be willing
To
you
pay
know.
you for your,
Mhm.
you know, pay you for your services. Because
Otherwise, they're not really your friend. So
nah. I remember in nursing school, they were like, you know, you're now going to be your friends and family medical consultant.
yeah,
And there's not really anything you can charge for it. I mean, you know, it's just being a nice person.
yeah,
You know, because not everybody can go through it, but labor and services costs, especially whenever it's your own business. You don't want your friends to get, you know, no, don't give this to me. You have to put, you know, like, I get to come hang, you know, like, I pay, you know, you have to provide lights and, like, you know, and electricity and,
yeah,
you know, all that.
yeah. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying, especially when they think they should just get it. I think Shantae tattooed most of her family for $40 each tattoo, you know, and that just should, like, and so I would say little things to Shantae, but it wasn't like, hey, charge them more. I wouldn't do that. But
Right.
I think when she did her sister's back, I was like, oh shit, you're actually paying for something more than $40 this time, you know, like, and she did an outline across her whole back.
Right.
Like, and it took her, I can't remember how many hours, and she only charged her like $400, but that's still a step up from $40 for all her other tattoos, you know. And I said something, and so I mentioned it to her. I go, oh, finally supporting your sister a little bit, you know what I mean? Instead
Right.
of using her, you know what I mean? Because they'll do that shit to you if you let them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's up to you. You want to be like, yeah, okay, you know, like, you want to get used and you don't care, then fucking great, do it. But I don't know. I like to be paid.
Well, I mean, it's a unique art and
Yeah.
it's work, and, you know,
I tattoo my father-in-law for free, and he doesn't, you know.
well, yeah.
I'd rather get paid, but I mean, he did build me a gun, so like, you know, like,
That's bartering.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
You know, and that's what I was, you know, that's what, like the guy from Walmart, what services do you offer?
yeah,
What can you barter with? Fucking nothing.
yeah.
You know, now can you build a gun?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
But he can.
Yeah.
He can't tattoo.
Yeah.
So y'all made a deal.
hmm
So,
But he did take the scope back. He's like, I
Still-
need the scope, and I was like,
still have
like,
an upper and a
motherfucker.
lower,
yeah,
self-built.
yeah.
Yeah.
We might need it. Apparently, Curtis sent me this thing earlier that said Russia has brought ships to Cuba, and they're practicing drills over there, and they have like a nuclear submarine over there too.
Well, because we're threatening to.
Well, because we greenlit Ukraine using American weapons,
Right.
And so they declared us our enemy, or we're their enemy now. So I was just like,
gonna be
we're all about to be Russians pretty soon, buddy.
it's going to be another Cold War.
Yeah,
Bad pigs.
something's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, right? They're right
Yeah.
back there. I mean, which honestly, like, they should, because if we're trying to put a nuke on their door, I mean, why wouldn't they have one on ours?
Right.
You know, but it is really weird hearing like world leaders talk about, you know, using nukes. It's like, that's a little, you know.
It is scary.
And I was asking Trey and Shantae one day, I was like, do you guys think you're ever going to see something just fucking insane in your lifetime? And they both said no. And I was like, well, we all saw COVID. That was pretty crazy. I was like, but, you know, like, I just feel like there's something else that's going to happen, you know?
We saw 2 planes fly into 2 buildings.
Oh, right? Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But it didn't affect us. You know what I mean? For all I know, that shit wasn't even real. You know, I mean, I know it was. Don't cancel me, but, you know, it's also like when they say the polar bears are endangered. Like, who the fuck can go see if the polar bear? Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Nobody really knows if they're actually endangered.
There may be a lot of them on that cap that nobody gets to go to, huh?
Or like when they talk about the coral reef bleaching, like apparently that's not real. Apparently that's like a natural part of things. It's not like, it's like, but
it's part of the cleansing.
Well, like some of these divers, this diver was talking about it, and he's like, he's been there, and he's like, it's not fucking bleaching. He's like, it's one small area that's like that, and he said the rest is fine. But it's like another one of those things. They're like, oh no, like it's like plastic in the ocean. I don't fucking see any plastic in the ocean besides these pictures that they show you. You know what I mean?
The ocean's pretty fucking, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like they're always trying to like get you with fear of the unknown. Like, how are you going to double check that?
Yeah, fear mongering.
Yeah, how do you know that polar bears are really in trouble? You know what I mean? You don't.
Polar bear now.
Is it polar bear? It's just one. But it's like, how do you know? You don't know. So they could totally be lying to you.
Right.
You know? I forgot what somebody called it something. I forgot what they called it though.
Yeah, it's just fear mongering.
Yeah, for sure. But they had like an actual term like that they were using. Like it's like an unseen threat. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really say that it's true or not true.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Well,
I wish I could remember whatever I wanted to ask you earlier. It was good.
If Russia, well, yeah, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
If it's important, it'll come to you. But if Russia went there, how come it's not all over the news?
I know. That's the other thing. That's why I'm like, is this real, Curtis? You know what I mean? Like,
you would think there'd be like some news reports.
Yeah.
But that Israeli podcast I was watching, that they talked about the tunnels that were found under Raza that that Hamas was using to get to Egypt and back and forth. I didn't see it on any. I didn't see it on any major networks.
Yeah.
And you would think if they found some tunnels, that'd be all over.
Yeah. Which is weird, right? Because like, isn't the media owned by Jews? So why wouldn't they like be all about supporting their own people? You know, it's like so weird.
The media is controlled by way more than them.
I know.
The Jews don't control the media. Thank you.
Thank you what?
Tell the Jews that will watch this
on
the algorithm. Like, it'll pick it up.
What, the word Jew?
Yeah.
Oh, so we need to edit it out?
No, I'm just saying Jews are okay.
Yeah, of course they are.
That was all a joke. This is for entertainment purposes only. There was a 71-year-old male arrested for selling stolen Legos.
Oh, really?
He had over 3,000 sets of boxes in his house.
I believe it. Apparently that's pretty common. I saw a lady get pulled over on a dash cam like that.
All those Lego, because I mean, they $30 to $100, to $1,000.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And then somehow you can still, I don't know, because I mean, how do you steal 300 sets?
I don't know how you steal anything at all.
You got to know somebody somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I worked at a toy store when I was a kid, right? I worked at Old Navy and I worked at a toy store, and sometimes you'd have to come in on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning really early, and they would just unload the truck right outside the mall, and they would just leave if nobody was there to answer it, they'd just leave all the fucking toys on the ground outside of the mall. And so, like, one thing that we used to do is we used to punch open the boxes before we brought them inside and look through them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I never stole anything, but but it was just kind of crazy the way they would just drop it all out there and just leave it there if nobody was there to pick it up.
Technically, it fell off a truck.
Yeah.
For free for everybody. TJ Maxx is going to start their employees are now wearing body cams.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
No, they said it's for their security and safety. But they tell their security guards, they're unarmed and they just have to stand there for their loss and prevention.
Yeah.
I think it's a way to make sure employees are staying working.
That sounds like the stupidest shit ever.
I just wonder if it's going to take off with other retailers. Like, you're going to see everybody, cameras everywhere on all the time. Because, and I say that, I mean, we've all seen science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen a lot of what we thought to be science fiction come true.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen the science fiction movies where, AI is taken, like they have AI that can see all the cameras everywhere all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So if retail workers start wearing them at major retailers and cops are already wearing them, then you're basically you're going to be everywhere.
Yeah. You're going to be everywhere what?
Like, like your face, no matter where, is going to be everywhere.
Yeah. I'm sure it already is. To
Well,
some extent.
I'm just saying, like, you go to Walmart, like they have their, their major cameras, but then they'll have body cams on other people,
Yeah.
and then other people can get, if retail can get it, that means the normal person can get it.
Yeah.
It just has these big body cameras walking around all the
It's going
time.
to be like a lot of EMF radiation on people. I wouldn't wear that shit.
Yeah.
I'll just quit my job. Quit your job, people. Don't let them do that shit to you. For real, though. Like people just have to stand up because that's crazy.
And now, we're always talking about the animal kingdom and how, we have it pretty lucky here in America
Uh-huh.
not to have so many wild animals just running around. In Kuwait,
Okay.
6 lions were dropped off in the streets of Kuwait because they were too big to take care of anymore.
Oh,
so
shit.
the owner just took them out there and dumped them.
Oh, fun.
Now, of course, somebody alerted the authorities and the local zoo came and got them, and they had this big, oh, look at this thing. But how crazy would that be in the middle of the night? Of course, can't happen during the day.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the night, you just go outside and you look and somebody's dumping out 6
Did
grown.
anybody die?
No, I didn't say anybody died. They probably all, went back inside.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And plus, they were
Wild.
pet lions, so I mean, the lions were kind of probably domesticated
A little
some.
bit, right? Yeah.
So they probably just kind of wandered around for a minute till.
Till they get hungry.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then,
That oil money.
in Indonesia,
Uh-huh.
a village woman, went to, took all of her chilies and rice that she cultivated. She was walking it to the market, or she wasn't home by the next morning. Evidently that takes a day to go there and back. Sometimes. So whenever she wasn't home by the next morning, the husband went looking and found some belongings, and it took a crowd out there, and they found more belongings. Then they found a 22-foot python with a bulging stomach.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have it pretty good here as far as animals.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can't, imagine walking to HEB from your house,
Yeah.
and a python just snatches you up.
How does that even happen? Are they that fast when they're that big?
I
They can't be that
guess.
fast.
Just not, like the.
Is she petted it or what?
I don't know, man.
Petted it. Pet it.
It's just fine. When I read it, I was like, holy, could you see that? I saw it in the movies, like Anaconda,
Yeah.
where they ate the whole human. But to really have it happen,
Yes.
unless he killed her first, just to snatch her human up, then you're just alive while you get slowly digested.
Yeah. I've seen it on Reddit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've never seen it in real life or anything.
that'd be crazy.
Or even a video. Just pictures. Yeah, that'd be nuts. Like, how does that even happen?
She's just walking,
If it's a python, it has to wrap around you. Like, are they that fast when they're big? I wonder.
That's what I mean. She's probably dead because she snatched her up.
Yeah.
It didn't just
Yeah, no, it fucking wrapped around her.
Yeah. And then China's known for its waterfalls.
Is it?
Has like a lot of nature.
Uh-huh.
Their tallest a hiker put a video out on the tallest waterfall is fed by a pipe.
Really?
Instead of being
So
a
it's
natural.
fake?
Yeah, it has its own, but then it also has these pipes that lead it
Okay.
lead out to. In China, the Parks Federation was responding to this article saying, well, we just want the travelers to have their best case no matter what all year long. We'd hate for for them to come and
Yeah.
be during dry season and there not be a waterfall. So yeah, they artificially feed. So how proud do you have to be and to have I know that they're big on public display.
Yeah, yeah.
Not as big as Korea. I hear if you go to North Korea, as a tourist, you can only go to certain sections, and they can only let you see certain things.
Yeah, let's say North Korea. Like, can you even go in there?
Yeah, they'll allow some tourism.
Like Dennis Rodman. I would never go there though. I feel like they'd grab you. Want to keep you.
We're gonna go magnet fishing.
Oh, what?
If we can find a good river that has a lot of junk,
Okay.
because there's, I've watched some YouTube videos on it.
Okay.
But like this one, they found a skull that had a barbell padlock to it in
shit.
while magnet fishing in New Orleans.
Wow. That's wild. Are they just fishing for steel or
Or
stuff?
you just junk,
Yeah.
and just seeing what you pull up.
That's wild.
It's
With like
just
a big like crane one or what?
No, like like a size of a hockey puck. You
Okay.
get those rare earth magnets that
Uh-huh.
are huge, and make a fishing line out of it.
Really?
You just and then, you throw it down, and then it latches up, and you just yank it up.
Wow.
See what kind of junk you can find. They found all sorts of junk, and I've seen, like I watched the videos, but I never thought about, because he hooked onto the deadbolt to the barbell.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-pound barbell, and he pulled it up,
Jeez.
and had a skull. So I just wonder, like, how did like, was it tightly wrapped, or did they drill a hole and went through, and they were just trying to dig, to bury the body?
I wonder.
Because it obviously worked.
Yeah, I guess. Till now.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
The magnet fishing, or
Yeah, magnet fishing.
you never heard of magnet fishing?
No. No, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. What you got now?
What is a fear that you've had to overcome?
Failure.
How'd you overcome failure?
By doing what scared me. They say that's the only way to get over fear.
Right.
Is to face it and go through it. When I was a kid, I don't know if I'm fearful. I'm not fearful of other humans. I'm more fearful of like what could happen. You know what I mean? Not like I feel like I can protect myself really well, so I'm good with that. But it's just like like Russia shooting a bunch of nukes over here. That kind of worries me and stuff like that. But I don't let it like drive my whole persona. Either. But I definitely think a lot more than I should.
Yeah.
What about you?
Everything.
Everything, right? It's a scary place.
Well, I mean, I was scared to be alone, so that was why I hung on. I guess I was scared to leave her.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. That was a big fear. What am I going to do? What's going to happen?
Yeah, you're gonna relax and have fun by yourself. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, initially you're like, that was a big fear.
Yeah, like that you'll end up alone. That's one of my brother's fears.
Yeah.
I'm sure he won't care, but he had dated this girl in San Antonio, and he was like telling his boss he wanted to move over there, and they were like, well, that can't happen. We can't have you in San Antonio. And he's like, I can work remote and all this shit. And they were like, he got into an argument with his boss about it, and I was just like, when he's telling me all this, I'm just like, holy shit, are you serious right now? And he was just like, he ended up telling her that, he felt like this was his last chance to be with somebody, because he's a bigger guy and stuff like that. And I kind of already knew that's what he was, the energy he was fucking feeding off of was that, you know what I mean? And because, I didn't like the girl, and I don't like any girl or anybody when they have to defend that person to me right away. And it's like, if you have to make a defense as to why this person's okay, I don't like that. There's one time I think he said that he gets pussy blind. It was his exact words. But he had this girlfriend that came over and stayed at our apartment for a while, and we had an apartment together, and he was like, and I was like, asked him something about it, and he goes, well, do you know her story? And I go, no, I don't know her fucking story. And I go, I don't fucking care. Jesus Christ. Everybody has a story, dude. And it's just like, he just gets roped up like that,
Yeah. I can see that, it's happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, wrote up. I've learned boundaries. You know, and learn not to ask so many, or not to let. I just have dump all your problems on me.
Written on your head.
Yeah. It felt like that sometimes, but I've learned how to set boundaries and shut people down.
Yeah,
and
you just
start
gotta
doing
not
it.
ask questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you start fucking digging into somebody, they're gonna let you know everything. I think
Right.
that's why I like to ask questions, though, because
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying everybody. Then you get roped, then I get roped into their story, and then I feel bad for them and
Yeah.
want to help them, and it ends up costing me, life and limb.
so we got this Baytown house, right? And
Yeah.
it's like one of the guys that lives there, he fucking hit his head. Doesn't know who the fuck he is anymore, right? And his roommate, and he was the one that had the job. And his roommate, like, doesn't have a job. Is like, he's about to basically get evicted. And my brother was telling me that he called me yesterday because I asked him if he looked at some more houses. I was like, I found all these houses that were pretty good priced, and so I sent him over, and he does all the math on it, and so to see if it's a good property or not. And I asked him, I said, hey, did you even look at the ones I sent you? And so he called me, and he's like, hey, I just want to say sorry. No, I've just been so stressed out. And I was like, about what? And he's like, about this Baytown house. And so, like, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but then today we talked about it more, and I was just like, it's not your fault. And I get it that you're a sweet person, and, like, I'm pretty empathetic too, but for some reason, I don't give a fuck about those people. I feel like we told him, hey, like, you need to, like, find a roommate, or as long as the rent's paid at the end of the month, like, great, everything's
Right.
good, stay there till your lease is up, whatever. And he's just like, this is kind of coming soon, I wasn't going to get a roommate till August. And it's just like, well, we're not going to give him any free rent, but, like, and when we went there, I told him, the guy too, I go, because we wanted him to sign a thing getting out of his lease so we can just go month to month with him, and it'll be easier for us to have somebody else take it over, and it won't be a headache for us,
Right.
And so, but they have to be out of their lease, and so he didn't want to do that. He's like, well, let me think about it. And I was, that's fine with that, because we have till the end of the month anyway, you know what I mean? There's no point in us trying to push him out. He's in a contract. If he fucks up the contract, we can evict him. So it's just like, but he obviously doesn't give a fuck about his own life, because he hasn't made any movement to go upward. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's been letting his best friend pay the rent. He's fucking, like, he sometimes works, is what he said, but I don't know if that's true at all. When we went over there was electricity, but there was no lights on in the whole place. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he's paying that electrical bill, none of that shit. And so my brother's just been stressing out about it, and he's like, I just don't want to make him homeless. And I go, well, that's not really, like, our fault. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's like,
it's a business.
Yeah, it's a game. There's a game to life. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's got to play. Like,
If you're going to be a landlord, sometimes
Yeah.
you got it. I mean,
And for some reason, though, I've just been able to turn it off. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's a tragedy, and I told him that, and I was just like, but I don't lose any sleep thinking about it,
Yeah.
When we were there, the guy said, well, I can go back to Chicago. So it's not like he's got no options. But apparently, since then, he's told my brother he has nowhere to go. And it's like, okay, because now he's had time to think up a lie. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that's all that is. That's a fucking lie. Like, he already told us he could go back to his family. And so I don't know. I don't have any, like, I just don't feel bad. I don't want to be a bad person either. You know what I mean?
Right,
But we're
but
not going to give him any free rent,
you're just gonna, then he's going to have squatter rights, and then
No, he's not going to have squatter rights.
I'm just saying, if y'all let him start living there for free.
No. Oh,
and
yeah,
turn-
maybe,
turn it into a
but
squatter rights thing.
but he's in a contract, so that's not even a possibility.
Yeah.
Because that was something I had talked about with him, and my brother was like, no, he can't. You have to find an unoccupied building and be there for a certain amount of time. He's in a lease, so it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, like, how eviction processes work yet, but I think I'm about to find out,
Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know, man.
I know, like, with that COVID shit, it all changed, but I think that's over. So
Yeah, that's all over.
yeah, so it should be business back to normal. So if you're in Baytown and you want a cute little house that you want to rent, let me know. Leave a comment.
The YouTube algorithm goes down a deep hole when you just let it go.
Yeah.
And it had.
Mine
yeah,
shows me the same shit every fucking time. I'm like so bored.
I look up a lot of.
Do you?
You know,
I don't ever think of shit to look up. You just one night we're sitting there and you're like magnet fishing.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, go on.
But
Deep rabbit hole
uh,
of YouTube's algorithm.
yeah, and then but history was coming up, and you know, with some of the Christian history, you know, stuff. Because what I like about, like, they show you all this anti-Christian stuff, and I'm like, and that's what interests me. And how, you know, and people that are debating Christianity, and then, but it fucks me up because at the end it's always some preacher that's like, so all of this is what you need to ignore. I'm like, no, this is cool. You know, what's the next? So my algorithm builds and builds, and then it started talking about hell, and how hell wasn't even in the Bible the first
No, it's
600
not.
years.
It's not, yeah.
But then the descriptions came out, and I thought, you know, where the descriptions came up with, you know, for hell, you know, was from Dante's Inferno, but there was also, you know, what they thought of, you know, the heat is because of where they were from. So if they imagined an eternal life, you know, away from their God's
Cool
love,
springs.
it would be,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be hell. But
Oh,
then,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be hot. It would,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like heaven would be, you know,
Cool and
yeah.
calm, yeah.
But Vikings, you know, was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like what I was starting to understand about their Hades was it's a bitter, cold, you know, dark place
Yeah.
because they lived in the cold.
Uh-huh.
And so they imagined their eternal life as just nothing but, you know, just horrible coldness if they, you know, failed their God. So that's what made me think heaven and hell are just a state of mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's this one guy, Sadhu Guru. You ever heard of him?
No, huh?
He had this one quote, and it was like, they asked him a question, and he goes, how do you know this isn't heaven and we're just making hell of it? You know what I mean? And I was like, God damn it, that's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Like, because life is what you choose. You want to
yeah.
have a good life? Well, choose a good life, you know? And you have to be a good person at the same time, you know what I mean? You have to have, like, love for other people and shit like that. That's the only way your life's going to be good is if you give out love, then you get it back, you know? But if you're just like how I am most of the time, like dumbass, you know, then it's just me that's a dumbass because I'm missing out on a lot of those good interactions, you know.
Well, but you try.
That's just me driving. If I'm not driving, I'm fine. But when I'm driving, I'm like, fucking idiot, fucking moron. Like, you know, everybody's got their goddamn phone out. I'm just like, that bothers me so much. The stoplights, oh my God, does everybody have to pull out their phone at a stoplight?
It's better than him pulling it on the road.
Why can't you just put it away for a little bit?
Right.
Or you just don't know that you're that addicted to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't fuck with my phone too much. If I do, it's to change the song or something.
Yeah. I love how, you know, mine connects to my Bluetooth as soon as, you know, I start my car up, and all the controls are right there on my thumbs.
Yeah.
For the volume and switching songs.
Yeah, that's what I like in my Suburban. I don't have to do nothing. You just boop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every stoplight I pull up to, there's somebody on their fucking phone. I just feel shame. I can't do it because I feel shame if I pull my phone out because some other guy out there like me is going to be like, fucking loser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I feel dirty when I got my phone out at a stoplight. I'm just not doing it.
I mean, yeah, but I admit I do it because, you know.
I'm sure you do. That wasn't a question.
There's nothing but it doesn't bring up anything because whenever I have it shut down, like a focus, whenever it connects to my Bluetooth on my car, it, you know, makes it, you know, whenever you try to answer anything, it just says driving.
Really?
You can't, you know, open it without forcing it. And then I put it back down going, no. Because it was a bad habit whenever I was, you know, working as a field nurse. And people would text you, and you got to answer them while you're having an hour and a half between patients.
I turn my notifications off. Like I'll hear text messages and phone calls, but all the social media shit, that's all turned off.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, every 5 fucking seconds, I'll get a new like or something. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember that. It would just pull me back into my phone over and over.
Well, that dopamine rush.
Yeah, that's gross.
Whenever I make some dumbass post, and it, you know, I'm just, you know, because I make so many dumbass posts, you know, replies and things like that. But whenever I get one that's a total, and I don't even think it ever is going to work.
Yeah.
But I start getting that bam, and I'm like, ha ha ha.
Do you really?
I feel that little dopamine rush because I get, you know, when you get 2 or 3, like, but you get 300 or 400, you know, like, Wow.
Oh, every day I get likes on this one comment about that I made about this lady and her nipples, because she was like talking shit on a post of this guy getting his nipple tattooed, and she's like, "There's a bunch of pansies in these comments," and so I was like, "Chill out, old iron nipples," and that fucking comment gets fucking likes all the time, and I guess I do think about it like I'm like, oh wow, this comment got 500 likes, but I don't notice a dopamine rush. You know what I mean?
It's not like, a rush. It's just a little.
I guess.
And you get, like, then you laugh.
Yeah, I guess people like my comment. Yeah,
it's a dopamine. It's a little.
I don't know. I'm not getting much out of that.
Drip.
But it is something I've noticed in my phone. I'm just like, because it's every day. There's that notification. I just see it. And I'm just like, okay. Like I'm just like, what I think is, oh my god, I'm still getting comment. Like I'm still getting lit up on this fucking comment. You know, it's just weird.
Sometimes my old shit, will come back. That I made on Daily Mail or some kind of comment like that.
Fucking like, so my friend Curtis, he was telling me, he's like, I always look at my insights, and I was like, I never look at my insights. Like I never look at like how many people liked my post or how many people viewed it. Like I never do that.
Right.
Like for the business, like I don't know, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, and I guess I should. I don't know. Like I just don't care like about that as much. I don't know that I'm getting like a ton of business off of Instagram. You know what I mean?
Because
so it's like,
you don't care.
I don't give a shit.
You gotta.
I mean, we get a lot of followers and stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't give a shit.
Are they real followers or are they bots?
I don't care. I usually follow everybody back, and then when I see something I don't like, I unfollow them.
There's a Louisiana man who's 31 years old. He's going to prison for sexual battery. He would play retarded and hire private caregivers to change his soiled diapers.
And so somebody found him, like saw him at the convenience store or something?
No, this has happened twice where,
Yeah, but how did he get caught?
The caregiver eventually realized he wasn't retarded.
Oh, he just let it slip.
Yeah, it ends up being a kinky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's for his sexual gratification.
I wonder why. He got a boner or something?
Probably.
You should have read the article, man.
They just had the press release.
I can tell.
There'll be more on there, but I just like that's I mean, I think of fucked up shit, but how do you have that much commitment for that kind of long con?
Yeah, like how do I get this done?
And then you have to play,
Yeah.
You have to be not normal. I mean, he's already not normal because he wants women to change his shitty diaper.
Yeah, but he's got to act.
But how do you sell it? Because you don't ever go full retard.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how bad he was acting, and then how do you hire these private caregivers, and just put out an ad like, hey, I need private caregivers.
Yeah.
That's
wild. They probably have fetish sites. There's somebody might want to do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's, they do have those.
But maybe that's not the kink. Maybe that doesn't work. It's got to be somebody who doesn't know. It's all like wrapped up.
That's some deep. That's some
yeah, but like
deep-seated
when
trauma.
you think about how many people are in the world, yeah, there's definitely some trauma there for everyone involved. But when you think about how many people there are in the world, there has to be like you can't. There could be no end to the fucking weird fetishes and kinks, right?
Whenever you hear the AR, like the AI programmers talk about the stuff people will put into image, creations. The horrible sexual things that they've seen people, because they can watch all your code.
Yeah.
Because that's how they're learning. And teaching their AI how to. But then they see what people put in. It's like, geez.
Yeah. I can only imagine. It's probably a lot of pedophile shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Since we live in the capital of pedophile shit, apparently. I saw something like that. It said America was like where they have the most of them. I was like, Jesus Christ.
We just have the most reported. Pedophiles are worldwide.
Yeah. I feel like they're all French mainly.
And then we all. Sorry to the French people.
Just kidding, guys.
There's screwed up shit all over the world. We're just the only country that monetizes it by putting it on the media so much.
Yeah. Well, don't the French have that one song? Thank heaven for little girls or some shit like that. It's creepy as hell.
It is creepy, and I didn't know that.
You don't remember that song? I don't know where that song, but that one French guy, Depardieu, I don't know his name. He's like some actor from back in the day.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm out of this. He scoots back out of the shot. Whatever. Fuck it. If you're French, you're a pedophile. Whatever. Get out of here. I'm taking on all these Frenchies.
Fucking hell.
Well, isn't like their guy, like I don't know if they have a president or it's like a prime minister. I don't know what it is, but their guy is like married to some woman that is like way older than him. And she's like Joe Biden's fucking age, and he's like 40 something or some shit like that. She's like way older than him.
Well, if it's reversed like that, it's okay.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah. Or it's the other way.
I don't know.
Because you can't think about the old penis going in the young vagina. It's just gross.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Yeah, all right.
But the other way
You
around.
went too far just saying that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The other way around, it's okay.
I guess.
Because people think about genitals all the time.
We go through your list?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Maybe I should start making a list too.
Everybody's always talking about superpowers, like, what they would want.
Mm-hmm.
What is the super? If you had all the superpowers, it would be all fucked up. But what's one you would not want?
From like a known list?
Yeah,
The Green Arrow. Or Hawkeye.
No, not the superhero.
No, I'm saying whatever their power is, shooting a bow and arrow, like, I don't want that one. Or the lasso of truth, Wonder Woman shit, I wouldn't want that either.
Just because she's a woman, I mean.
Yeah. I don't think you'd have to be a woman, but I wouldn't want her power.
No, it makes her a woman.
It has to be, it's part of the deal.
Yeah, it's part of the deal.
I don't know.
Can you imagine that being a man with the lasso of truth? I'm going to give you the lasso of truth.
Which one would you not want?
Mind reading, or hearing people's thoughts.
Oh, nah, I'd take that one. I feel like I can already do it a little bit, so.
Nah, I don't want to, I'd be, I don't know. I don't want to hear what people say about me in their head.
Oh, I so do. I'm so curious.
And then how do you shut it off? I mean, do you hear all the thoughts all the time? Like for everybody, like if you're in a room full of 20 people, do you hear all their thinking all at once, or can you focus it in on one person?
Yeah.
That's what would scare, that's what scares me about that, having that superpower.
I'd take that one. That was not a bad one. Which one would you want?
Infinite, I don't know, luck.
Luck. Just everything. Ching, ching.
Yeah, whatever,
Is that like a gambit, or it's like somebody else, right?
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking of
Oh, random
superpowers.
shit.
Yeah.
I thought we were going off of stuff that was known already. We're just making shit up. Like, I don't know.
That's my brain. Especially after, I hadn't had a true effect from eating the medicine, because usually I just have one cookie a day. Well, having 3 of them yesterday in probably the span of an hour and a half, I fucking floated. I was just, I remember laying there and having kind of an anxiety attack, and I could hear shit outside.
The best stuff.
And I'm like,
I'm scared.
And I got up, and I was like, somebody else said, no, you're just paranoid. Because and this was at like 3 o'clock, so the sun was out.
Yeah.
And so I just went and I just laid down, and I was like, and I'm, because I was getting kind of hot. So I went and lay down, because it's cool, and closed my eyes, and then the fractals came, and I just felt floating. I was like, let go, because I was having the anxiety about some stuff I'm dealing with, and then I got a letter from the IRS about where my debt got forgiven in 22, but I didn't pay on it, so I owe like $3,000, and I was freaking out about that.
Have you called them? I don't want you to interrupt, but we can wait till after you're done. Go ahead.
And then my teeth, it's like I hope this, because I still got 6 more weeks until I go see him again. How's it gonna fit? And then I don't know, I was just freaking out about stuff, and it just I just felt floaty. I just felt like everything was just lighter than air, and I could just feel myself kind of leave, and I was like, just let go.
Yeah.
So this morning I woke up and sent a letter in, signing it, saying, yeah, all right. Because I didn't pay the taxes on it. I remember seeing the debt forgiveness and the 1099-C, and just fucking throwing it away. I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't.
Yeah.
But 2 years later, they're like, hey, you got to pay taxes on this. So and now I do owe it, so I'm going to pay it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, the other stuff, I just took care of it, and I've been procrastinating. And whenever I procrastinate, shit gives me anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
I end up getting anxiety.
Because you have to think about it. And if you just would do it, you don't have to think about it.
Right. And if I'd have just done this, whenever I got the letter from the IRS, I could have
Yeah.
just signed it and had it go in, and then start paying. So it puts on my little account there. I don't know. I was just so cool. I was just like, yeah, dude, just let go. And after that, it's just, and then, I don't know how long that took. Didn't feel like but just a few minutes, but I mean, I know a whole 2 or 3 episodes of Evil I was watching went by.
Jesus Christ, those are long sometimes.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It was at least a 2-hour thing.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful.
You know what I've been telling myself lately is like, I've just been saying, it's perfect. I say that a lot. And I don't know if it's after we started doing, I started doing those affirmations or what, but like, I just started saying that when I was putting that fucking LED up all the way around the shop. We got back here, and Trey was like, he said something that was like, oh, it's like whatever he said was negative, like, oh, something's gonna fuck up basically. And
Right.
I was like, nah, it's gonna be perfect, dude. I was like, wow, it's just gonna work perfect. And I just kept saying it, and I still don't have the fucking LEDs fixed and on, what I
Right.
mean? But I'm like content right now. I'm just like, it's cool, it's perfect. I know they work if I could just get them to reach the plug. I put an extension plug in there, and it still won't turn on. So now I'm like,
But they were.
but it's like in my mind, it's like even though I went through all this work, took me like 2 hours, like to put them all the way up around the shop, and even though it still doesn't work, and I spent like $100-something on it, I'm just like, whatever, it's cool, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. And
What's
so
the-
when I have those thoughts like that, I just go, it's perfect. And I learned that from old Daddy Rogan.
Yeah.
Because when he would have Shane and all those dudes on, and they start freaking out about the medicine they took, he would go, no, we took the perfect amount. He would say shit like that.
Yeah.
And I just realized by hearing that, and I was just like, yeah, that's right. You just stay positive no matter what. It doesn't just apply to that. It applies to everything. Just stay fucking positive. And I think that's the real fucking key, especially for me right now. That's the key. It's like, even when shit sucks and it's the worst, you're just like, this is perfect. This is how it's supposed to be.
This house,
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm exactly right.
yeah. You like to say acceptance, but I don't. I just say it's just do it. It'll just be
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. But, I mean, like my father telling me, very proud of you, and you sound like you're really
Yeah.
taking care of things right now. I'm like, God damn, yeah, I
Yeah.
am.
I did this tattoo on John yesterday, and Jaime's standing there with me the whole time, right? And like, that kid watches better than any other apprentice I've had. Like, I mean, he might be better than watching than Trey and Shantae. But like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to disrespect Trey, because Trey would get all fucking pissy about that one, because he's my baby.
Yeah.
But Jaime is really good. Like, when I was working on Jay's knee, I had to tell him to stop and go behind me or something, because every time I would lean in to do the line, Jaime would lean in too, and it was like fucking with me, because I was, the knee is a difficult tattoo.
Right.
So I was just like, hey man, you got to get over here, but it's like that's perfect. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Out of somebody. That's exactly what I want out of an apprentice. I want you to be that. I want you to be there doing the tattoo with me. But anyway, so I'm working on John. This is a different day now. I'm working on John, and I do this little tattoo, and I don't like the way it's shaded. I'm trying to figure it out, and but it came together really well. And I said something, and Jaime's like, oh, I'm fucking loving it. And just him telling me that, even though he doesn't he's not a tattoo artist, or anything, but just him saying that to me made me feel so fucking good.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. It's like it made me, I just smiled, and I was like, thank you, master. You know what I mean? And he's like this guy, or whatever.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, he made me feel really good about it. You know what I mean? Because even when Jennifer tells me that, she doesn't really tell me that too often. Oh, that tattoo is awesome. But when she does, I'm just like, oh, thank you. It means so much,
Right.
just to hear that from somebody, because I hear it from the clients. But I mean, that's just maybe in my mind, I think that's just what you say.
Yeah, because you just paid for it. So,
Yeah, so it's I always want them to be happy, but it means more to me when somebody else sees the tattoo and they're like, oh, that shit's dope.
Right.
That makes me feel good. And and I don't really even care what people think. We were talking about that earlier, and I was like, and you didn't want to read minds, and I was like, oh, I'm curious, but I don't really care what they think, but I am curious. You know what I mean? It's it wouldn't affect me one way or the other, what they thought But I am curious, like, what do you think when you see me? You know what I mean? Like, because when I said I can kind of read minds, I definitely read body language.
Yeah.
And I can feel that shit the first time me and somebody lock eyes. And I can see those little micro things. And so, like, I'm always just like, I wonder what they thought. You know? A lot of times I just feel fear. I definitely feel fear from people. And so maybe that's why I try to walk around so nice. You know, I just start conversations with random people all the time.
Good. I did that with somebody at the coffee shop yesterday.
Did you?
Dutch Brothers walked up there, and this old man
Yeah.
was standing there, and I was wearing a mushroom shirt, you know, and it was hot, 90 degrees and shit like that. And I just started talking to him out of nowhere, and he just kind of, you know, was shocked a little bit, but then he started talking to me.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And you can always just end with, see you later, man. Have a good day.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you just say, have a good day, dude.
Have the kind of day you deserve.
Yeah. Great talking to you, you know?
Yeah.
Me and Odin. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, like whenever you're leaving, I make a point to say this, or I'm, you know, at the HEB cashier and they're trying to talk to you while they're sacking and all that. They get done and go, enjoy the rest of your shift.
Yeah.
Because they're used to saying, have a good day, and I say, have a good day, and they say, you too. Well, enjoy the rest of your shift.
They're like,
And
yeah,
they're like, you too? Wait, no, never mind. Yeah, thank you.
just making them think.
Yeah, I like catching them off guard.
Yeah. Man, so I was watching this fucking murder thing yesterday, and I think it's from Just Thought Lounge, I think, and it's like called The Good Student or some shit like that. It's like a crime doc, right? And the guy so like, very sorry for this guy dying, right? That's not funny that he died, but there's this one part that just cracked me up so hard last night when I was watching it, and they were like, the victim, he apparently survived cancer 4 times, and I just died laughing because I was like, dude, you got a bad doctor. Like, if you survived cancer 4 fucking times, you're either getting hustled or your doctor is really bad, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, that's crazy, dude. Like, I just blew my mind. I laughed for like a good 10 minutes. I just thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
How do you, yeah.
Because I was just like, dude, you don't have I was like, you didn't have cancer, you got scammed. That's really my thought, is that he got scammed. That's crazy.
What's one thing you need to forgive yourself for?
Well, you might have to fill some dead air, because I'm perfect. No. I don't know. I guess, like, the first thing that came to mind, but then it was like, no. It was like not being a harder worker. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't feel bad for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want my career to last a long time. So, like, you know, I just try to pick and choose my tattoos when I can.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, that is a hard one. I mean, I forget. Oh, you know, I know. I slingshotted a rock when I was a kid and dinged this girl in the head. Yeah, that's one I would like forgiveness for.
Still feel bad over that. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I've been thinking about it, like, lately, like, the last couple nights.
Damn.
And I looked her up a long time ago. This is like 40 fucking years ago or something, you know? Like, it was a long time ago. And but it was like, I remember hearing all this David and Goliath shit, and I didn't think it could work. And we were like a football field away from each other. And I was just doing this, and whew, I let the rock go, and I was like, no way. And I remember watching the rock go, and it dinged her on the head, and I was just like, oh, my God. And I mean, she's okay. But I have, like, that's something, like, if I could find that girl, I would so fucking apologize to her. I would like to apologize, because I feel like sometimes by asking for forgiveness from people is how you get it cleared up, you know?
It's part of the 12 steps.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I just know that, like, I feel like I reached out to a lot of people in my life.
Right.
That I, like, felt like I was mean to or rude to. And I just told them that, you know, that I'm sorry I acted a certain way. There used to be this guy, and he's like the size of a house. And he used to be at the gym that I went to. And, like, I, like, had this, like, alpha male thing with him where I would always, like, trying to fight him. But he was way bigger than me. He was, like, a jacked young stud, right? California-looking dude. And I was just kind of jealous. Anyway, I went to Lifetime Fitness. He worked there. And he was massive, and that didn't bother me. I didn't care. I was still popping like a balloon in my mind, but I was like, I like apologized to him for the way I acted before, and he's like, no big deal, man. But it was just something I felt like, and it was nothing. big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a small little thing, but I just still felt like I needed to
No,
apologize.
No. Yeah.
You know.
But did you forgive yourself? I guess, but did you forgive yourself for it?
Yeah.
And then, by forgiving, did you, whenever we forgive ourselves for something, now did we learn from it?
Yeah.
Because you can be forgiven for anything, but if you keep doing the same fucking thing over and
for
over
sure,
again,
yeah. You're not really sorry.
You're right.
Yeah. Let me go let this pull in.
Okay.
Still going?
Hey,
Oh, we didn't have a mic laid out.
it's been an hour.
Has it?
Yeah.
Are you ready to call it after I admitted to hitting this girl with the rock? When I was 3.
When you were 3, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations is over for that assault.
I hope so. Good thing I got a blood relative that's a lawyer.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It didn't really happen. It was all jokes.
She
All
probably
jokes.
didn't even remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason,
Solid.
that whole afternoon.
Yeah, probably a blur. All right, we'll leave it there.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Later, dudes.